Indeed, I think that my mother's hands-off approach to parenting not only grew me up, but also taught me rather early that my happiness was up to me. That it was, and always will be, in my own hands. I'm grateful to her for that. My own personal triumph was applying for and getting accepted into college and earning the money I needed to pay for it, all on my own. My mother was surprised and a smidge impressed by my tenacity. "Mom, I'm going to go to college," I said to her one Saturday evening after she'd come in from a long day's work. She was helping me clear the dinner table. "I'm doing my applications. I'm going to go." My mother looked at me, perplexed and definitely a bit worried. "I don't know how you're going to pay for that," she said quietly. "I can't afford it." I rushed into my room and gathered up the paperwork that, with the help of my boyfriend's mother, I'd been carefully filling out for weeks. I pushed them into her general direction. My mother carefully looked them over and then laid the papers on the table. "That's good, Cookie. Real good." My move to apply to college displayed for my mother, rather early on, that by action and deed, I was truly independent and capable of taking the reins on my own future. Her worry over how I'd get to school quickly morphed into joy. But while my mother was proud of my self-sufficiency, my boyfriend felt some kind of way about it. It would drive him absolutely batty to know that if I needed anything, I had no problem going out there and getting it on my own, an independence that effectively crushed his attempts to control me. For sure, Brent, whom I dated in my senior year, fought against who I was becoming from the very start. Perhaps I was too naive to understand it back then, but now I recognize that he'd spent a year grooming me to be his own personal groupie, the girl who would follow behind him, shower him with adoration, and let him run roughshod over our relationship while I stood dutifully by, supporting his burgeoning career and cheering him on. It worked, I guess, for a while. Chalk that up to immaturity. But the moment that I started working and got really focused on graduating high school and getting myself off to college, I became a problem for him. Then he began to work overtime to keep me in my place the best way he knew how, by manipulating with jealousy. A girl who played in his band was his most perfect pawn. I saw the way she looked at him. The short skirts she wore and the midriff shirts. I hated the way she popped her gum while she rubbed his shoulder and his back, and the way she would bend over suggestively when she knew he'd be walking by. One evening when the band was warming up for a show, I followed her into the club's bathroom and worked up enough nerve to confront her. "Brent is my boyfriend," I said, looking her straight in the eye. She was nonplussed. "Well, I don't know what you're talking about," she said slyly. "But if he likes it, I don't know why you're talking to me." I couldn't believe it. In one sentence, she'd both denied and copped to flirting with my boyfriend. But she was right, and I'd learned a valuable lesson from her in that short exchange. It wasn't the woman's actions I needed to be concerned about. It was my man's reaction to them, how he would choose to move forward with our relationship once confronted, and the care he would take with my feelings and respecting me while we worked through the issues at hand. Let's just say that Brent failed miserably on all fronts. Rather than send his work girlfriend packing, he let her keep playing in the band, instead choosing to suffocate me with demands that I stop working, forget about going away to college, and attend school at a small local institution, and spend the rest of my days following him all around town. His foolish mandates and my refusal to capitulate came to a head one evening when I stopped by his home with a particularly challenging college application his mother had agreed to help me fill out. "Why are you even applying for school?" Brent asked, seething. "You don't need to go to college." I looked up from my paperwork and tossed a confused look his way. He knew full well that my